Now, I know most people usually skip over the terms of services part when they are, you know, whenever you have to create an account or sign up to a subscription or any sort of online service or that, like that. So I was just looking at sort of what's involved in creating a new Google account, and I thought, well, an important part of that is, you know what, you should actually probably take the time to read the terms of services and all those sort of agreements that they get you to tick the boxes for, they make it so incredibly long that it's not practically reasonable that any reasonable person would agree to have to read all of these things, because you wouldn't get anything accomplished in life if you had to, every time you were confronted with having to tick a box that said, do you agree to these terms and services? If people actually had to read the terms and services of all of the services that they require to use to go about their daily functioning, you wouldn't get anything done. You would literally not have any time to do anything else. All you would be doing day in and day out is reading these terms and services and their agreements. So they know it's not really practically reasonable. It's not reasonable to get people to read all of these things. But I thought, because this is for an important thing where we're talking about Google and creating a Google account, which, it involves revenue possibly, and, certain things about privacy and certain important things that you might be concerned about. I thought, well, you know what, let's actually read the terms of services. And I just wanted to share some of the things that you guys might be agreeing to when you're opening up, say, a YouTube, because YouTube is part of Google, right? So when you're opening up a YouTube channel, you are agreeing to these Google terms. And I just wanted to go over some of the things that perhaps just caught my attention. And I thought, you know what, everyone should be aware of some of these things, because people have a tendency to skip over them, right? You just want to get on with your day. You want to get on with things. You don't want to have to sit there for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 hours reading all of these terms and conditions on all of the services and products that you use. So I thought, okay, you know what? Let's highlight some of these things. So it goes through typical stuff: introduction. What is a service? Things like that. What is Google? Blah blah blah. And then the thing is a bit later on, so you need to respect others. Okay, yeah, I can agree to that. You probably give up reading from here and go, this is all crap. And then I got to here. I read that and I was like, yeah, all right, blah, blah, blah. Don't hurt people, don't harm, don't abuse, right? Fair enough, typical stuff. And then here, look at that. Permission to use your content. Straight away, my ears just went straight up. Straight up. I was like, excuse me? Hello? Okay, so this actually goes on to say that they have a right, and you, by agreeing to that, when you tick that box that says, I agree to the terms and services, what you're saying, what you're agreeing to, this is what Google wants you to agree to, is they want permission from you. When you tick that box and you say, yes, I agree, when you, on YouTube or Google, Gmail, any Google service, you are telling them that they have permission to do and use whatever you upload. They have the permission to do and to use that however they wish. That's basically what this says. And they're saying in this license that you can go over in your own time, they're basically saying that there's nothing you can do about that. That you're free not to use their service. Like they're saying, well, you're free not to use YouTube. You're free not to use YouTube. If you decide to use YouTube, if you then decide to use YouTube, which is a Google service, you then have to allow us unconditional rights, basically unconditional rights to access and to do whatever we want with whatever you upload, right? That's basically what they're saying. Okay. Scope, this license, no, that wasn't it. Rights. This license allows Google to, are you getting this? This license allows Google to host, reproduce, distribute, communicate, and use your content. Are you guys getting this? Do you know what you're agreeing to when you're agreeing to that Google license? This is what you're agreeing to. This by agreeing to that license, this license allows Google, allows YouTube, whatever, to host. Okay, that's pretty much that. That means that you give them permission to put your stuff on their site. That's what host means. But this is the stuff that you guys, that, well, at least for me, it's sort of I guess it's made me a little bit, cautious, like what's going on here. Reproduce, distribute, communicate, and use your content. Reproduce, distribute, communicate, and use your content. This license allows Google to do those things. Not only that, if you thought, well, that sounds good enough, well, listen to this. This license allows Google to publish, publicly perform, or publicly display your content if you've made it visible to others. Basically, they're saying if you've put anything on our services, and our services basically are public services that allow you to communicate your thoughts and your work to others, to the public sphere. That's what we provide to you. Then if you decide to do that with any sort of Google product, then you also allow Google to publish, publicly perform, or publicly display your content if you've made it visible to others. Like, you give them that right to basically do and to show your content however they please. That's what it's saying. That's what it's saying here. And look at this. And look at this. This license allows Google to modify and create derivative works based on your content. They're basically saying, look, not only can we do whatever we want with your content and show it however we want to whoever we want, but we can also basically copy it and rip it off and make our own version of it, such as reforming or translating. This, okay, I mean, it goes on to talk about other things, guys, but, I just thought I'd bring this to your attention, and perhaps it might encourage people to actually go over some of those terms and conditions when you're signing up to any sort of Google service, whether that's Google or whatever that might be. I'm not familiar with all of the Google products, but I know definitely YouTube. Definitely. So if you're uploading content, if you're a YouTube content creator and you're uploading content onto YouTube, and I believe, is TikTok part of Google? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Google owns TikTok. That might be Facebook. But yeah, basically, I mean, Facebook, I'm pretty sure it probably wouldn't be that different. It probably wouldn't be that different. But, I just wanted you guys to know, and I'm not sure if Google will allow this video on YouTube at all, or whether they would, what do they use? They use like these algorithms. So these mathematical sort of computer sort of ways of how to get this stuff out to people that might be interested in it. So those algorithms might change, for this sort of content, as it might not for content that they might be in support of. So I don't know if that will happen either. They might restrict this viewing, however they may, even though if directly they don't ban it, but they'll try to restrict it. But to whoever does watch this, read your terms and conditions for those things that are important, guys. Because these days, the things that we actually agree to when we tick those boxes that say I agree, they're getting away with murder, guys. We're letting them get away with murder. They're literally getting away with murder. Google, here we go. Basically saying to you, we can do whatever we want, however we want, with whatever you upload to us. We can pretty much do whatever we want to it, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, just take that on board, guys, and think about that the next time you tick those boxes. Anyway, thank you for listening, and if you like this video, please share it. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.